In the quiet of the night we find a timeless whisper so kind, stretching beyond all space, healing hearts with gentle grace, floating on a cloud of thought. In the stillness, find what's sought. Time weaves through our mind. With God's love, we're intertwined. Through the veil of time and space, feel the warmth of divine embrace. Meditation, silent song, makes us feel where we belong. Stars align like ancient tales, universe within prevails. Moments drift like endless seas, touched by heaven's gentle breeze. Nothing stands in our way now. With the divine, we take a bow. Every challenge fades like mist. In the sacred we exist. Through the veil of time and space, feel the warmth of divine embrace. Meditation, silent song, makes us feel where we belong.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. Welcome back. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are enjoying this Monday the 13th. I think it's meant to be a lucky day. I think the unlucky one is Friday the 13th. Monday the 13th is a lucky one. Yeah, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Hopefully it's a good start to the week, whatever you're doing. It's a full moon day. If you've not been outside to have a look at the full moon, it's beautiful. Unfortunately, I did notice something though. There's clouds again today, but there's no rainbow around the moon today. So I think it has to be particular clouds where it's not too thick and not too thin. So it's a shame. It's a shame. Maybe I'll go for a little walk later on and hopefully, because all I do is hope, hopefully there is a nice little halo around the moon later if the clouds get a bit thinner. I will need to eventually sort this damn camera situation out because it really doesn't like picking me up. Let's try this. Let's do this. Whee. I hope that didn't pop too bad for you guys. Okay, yes, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today's show is just about following the Star of Hope. Just going to try and instill a little bit of hope in people because hope is all we have. When you have nothing, hope is what keeps you going. So I wanted to reference old sailors because, you know, I'm a pirate. Old sailors typically used the stars to navigate. They would use the stars to navigate because you couldn't really rely on a compass too much. And I don't think they had compasses back then. So they had to use the stars, and they had to know that if they follow this particular star, they'll end up here, and if they follow that star, they'll end up there. But it also depended on the time of night, because obviously the stars move over the period of the night. So it was about understanding that, okay, at the beginning of the night, we follow this star, then we follow this star, and then that star, and then that star, and then that star, and by the end, you've ended up in a straightish line, and you end up where you want to go. So it's very, very important to understand hope and try and follow hope. Once again, with the sailors, they'd be in choppy seas. There'd be like dangerous waves coming down on them. There'd be traveling in the middle of the night, so there's no landmarks to reference. They could lose east and west, because obviously when the sun is up, you can see, okay, the sun's come up here and it's going to end up over there, so that's east, that's west, cool, that's north, and they could kind of figure out where they're going that way during the daytime. But in the darkest of nights, when things look bleak, when waves are crashing around you, it's very, very, very important that you understand how to read the stars. Sometimes there may be situations where you can't see the stars. Maybe you're going through a storm, maybe there's a lot of cloud cover. At that point, you have to take a breath. You have to stop. You have to think, okay, cool. We could keep going, but we'll end up going the wrong way, potentially. Let's just stop here, wait, take a breath. Hopefully those clouds clear up and we could keep moving forward through the night. Or we wait until dawn, until the sun comes up. As soon as the sun comes up, you're like, boom, okay, east, boom, boom, boom. That's the way we need to go. So navigating your way through life can be difficult. And trust me, I know. I could tell you some stories. Life isn't easy, and I get that. And I understand that the hope isn't always easy to find. But there is always hope. There is always hope. Whether it be, like, for me, it's God. For me, it's God. God has always been my hope in the darkest of times. And I just focused on God, focused on that light, that truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility. And I tried my best to allow that to guide me, to make sure that I sail true. I have no idea where I'm going, but I'm like, follow God. He knows a plan. He knows what's going to happen. So, yeah, don't give up hope. Always try and find hope and try and let it guide you. Don't give in to despair. Don't let people make you second guess yourself. Obviously, if they're giving good advice, they're giving good advice. But if they start questioning you and trying to make you question yourself, know when to walk away from them. Just go, okay, cool, thanks. And then follow your hope. Follow that guiding light that you know for certain will lead you to a better place. And once again, the journey may not be easy. It may be choppy seas. It may be, you might be low on food. You might be, like I am right now, I'm broke as a joke. You might have all these situations that are going, but as long as you have that guiding light, you can overcome anything. Anything, honestly. The amount of stuff, like, don't get me wrong, I talk a big game about how tough life has been for me, but I'm sure there's people out there who've been through a lot worse. A lot worse. And they've managed to come through. And I kind of use them as reference to say to myself that, hey, look, whatever's going on is bad. Like, I'm not happy about it. It's not the best thing in the world. However, it could be so much worse. It could be so much worse. And I appreciate the fact that it's not that bad. And then that kind of takes the sting out a little bit. And then you find that guiding light and you go, okay, cool. I'm reorienting. Boom, that's where I need to go. That's the way. So try your best to try and find hope. We got Madness of Life says life is difficult, but when you accept this, it becomes easier. Yes, the thing is, you can't change the difficulty of the game. You can't change the difficulty of the game. All you can do is level up to a point where the difficulty isn't tearing you down. It's not making you start the game again. It's not sending you back to level 1. Like, yeah, you might have struggles, you might be tough, might get knocked down a few times, but you get back up again and you push forward with that guiding light, and you end up still moving forward, even though it's just as hard as everything. I think that's what you said there about accept this, it becomes easier, is I think a Buddhist philosophy of accepting that suffering is a guarantee in life, but it's not about avoiding suffering, it's about overcoming the suffering. We got come on, welcome back. Says 3 wise men followed a star, and the star gave them hope for the future. Beautiful. Yes, I actually forgot that reference. I actually completely forgot that reference. Good shout. Yes, exactly. And that's thinking about it. That's probably why they have a star on top of the Christmas tree as well, isn't it? I am so slow. I am so slow. Sometimes it takes me a while to get these things. But yeah, amazing. Come on. Thank you. I'm going to drop the link for StreamYard if you guys want to come up. We're talking about hope. And obviously, if you want to share what gives you hope in life and how you've overcome anything, I appreciate hearing it. And I'm sure it will help someone, hopefully in the future. And if not, we can talk about a few other things, but I'm trying to keep it on topic today, and I really want to end stream early, so I'm thinking 10:30 latest. 10:30 latest. So if you want to come up and have a little chat, now's the time to do it. The link is in the chat. Come on, says Bethlehem, be the helm. Oh, nice. Nice, I like that. I've heard that Bethlehem is translated to as house of bread, which is cool as well. But be the helm as well, I like that. Excuse me. Come on, are you Christian yourself? I don't remember you saying or not. Sorry, I've got a bad memory. Suvi says, welcome back. Suvi says, some people's hope is to cause chaos for others. Yes, it is. That is true. Unfortunately, because I've been in situations where people have tried to cause chaos for me, and what I found was you could get angry at it, or you can overcome it. It's never just about the chaos itself. It's about overcoming the chaos. Madness says, watched your debate with the Sheikh last night. You were very good. Thank you. I was just not letting him go off into a tangent because I've spoken to him before, and the last time I spoke to him, I was trying to understand his perspective, so I was letting him talk as much as possible, and we ended up going on about Surah 424, about the female sex slaves. We talked about some other things, and he just kept giving his explanation, and when he gave his explanation, he'd run off on a tangent into the Quran and the Hadith, and then he'd end it with and that's why Islam is great. And I was like, in order for me to combat that, I need to pick the argument apart as he's making it, rather than waiting for him to finish and then going back. So back then, I was trying to understand his perspective. Now I've understood his perspective. When I went down yesterday, it was just more about, look, don't play games with me. Don't try and make me believe in what you're saying. Try and talk to my heart. Talk to my heart and tell me how you come in here talking to people, trying to make them Muslim, is making them closer to God, not just following your book. So yeah, I was a bit on a mission yesterday, but it is what it is. Suvi says, I think her message is related to the previous one. Some people's hope is to cause chaos for others, hence why you're the devil, right? I'm the devil because I understand that I am filled with lust, anger, greed, attachment, pride, and sometimes fear. And even though that's part of me, I don't let it control me. So it's not just about being the devil, it's about the tamed devil. As you know, Suvi, as you've previously said to me, you've told me a few times that listen, don't do me any favors. Just do what you want. You know, just tell me we're gonna go do this and that's it. You know what I mean? And I would be like, no, 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 no. I got to think about the bigger picture. I got to think bigger picture. So, unfortunately, making trying to make good choices can still cause chaos. This is the thing that I think it was Madness. Madness said, you can't avoid the. You can't. What did he say? You can't avoid. Life is difficult, but when you accept this, it becomes easier. So life is always going to be difficult. So even when you're making really good choices or trying to make good choices, sometimes there's going to be lessons along the way that you may not have foreseen. And unfortunately, as much as you do to mitigate negative side effects, you cannot eliminate them completely because of the way life is. Life is always going to be a little bit unpredictable. And that's the best way it should be. If it was predictable, it would be boring. So life has to be a little bit unpredictable for you to grow. Because like this last year, very unpredictable, very, very unpredictable, trying to make good choices. And I was I was personally still going through a lot of shit that I had to deal with mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. There's a ton that I still had to go through, even though I was trying to make good choices. And at that point, I could go, oh no matter what choice I make, it's always going to go to bad. I might as well just do bad stuff. But I understood that if I just go straight to the bad stuff and let that lead me, like pure selfish desires, and let that lead me, then unfortunately those negative things that may happen in the future will be a lot worse than what they were, if that makes sense. Come on says, I'm one of those righteous. Good man. That's what I like to hear, someone else on the righteous path. Come on. Amanda says, I'm just watching Wes Huff. Do you know him? I think he's the guy who had that debate with the black guy. I've forgotten the black guy's name. But yes, I've heard of him. I think he's like a Christian, or maybe he's not Christian, but he was talking about Christian stuff on the debate that he was having with that other guy. But I don't watch him. I don't really watch many YouTubers. Sometimes I'll pop into Big Nose. Sometimes I'll pop into Chris, the Mahdi. Sometimes I'll pop in on God Logic. I watched a tiny bit of God Logic today. But otherwise, I don't really like to sit down and watch streams too much, which is funny because I'm a streamer. But I don't watch streams that much. Come on says, multiple answers, a bit like politics. Oh, did I give multiple answers? Oh no, life has multiple answers. Yes, exactly. That's what I've said this previously. There's the fear, there's the hope, and then there's a spectrum in between. And you could choose. It's up to you to choose which one you want to hope for. Do you want to hope for the fear? No. Do you want to hope for the best? Yes. So you try and hope for the best. But there are other options along the way. And sometimes people, when they're making choices unconsciously, without thinking things through, they could end up going towards the fear or one of these others. Because if you're making a choice based on, oh, I don't want to get this wrong, then you're probably going into the fear. But if you've found hope, and then you make a choice based on hope, then you're hoping for the best for everyone, not just yourself. Suvi says, ha ha ha, don't let it control you. I'm sure it's controlled you. So where's the righteousness you preach? I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. I have said this from day one, hence why me being the devil as well. Because I will make mistakes. I will sometimes make bad choices. Sometimes I'll make good choices. But it depends on the people. So, for example, let's say... Let me think of an example. Let's say I decided... Here we go. I'll give you a story. It's story time. Story time with the man. Alright. Let me just move the camera a little bit so I'm a bit more chill. Yeah, so story time. This is going back to when I was about 18 or 19. Or actually, no, I think I was 17. I just passed my driving test. I was driving. and I'd just finished work. I'd just done a late shift. I was working at the airport as security. I just finished a late shift. I was at home. I got into bed. I was trying to go to sleep. I was tired. I'd done a double shift as well, so I had a really long day. I had done a double shift, and I was about to go to bed. I was literally in bed sleeping, and then a friend called me up and was like, "Hey, uh, we had this temporary job. Me and a couple of other friends. We had this temporary job over at some Ascot or something, like horse racing thing, and they finished late. And then this was like 2-3 a.m. They finished late and they were unable to get a bus home. And they were like, "Can you come pick us up?" So me, I was like, "Do you know what? I can help them out. I'm tired. I'd like to say no, but I'm available and I want to help." So I was like, "Cool. I'm gonna go head out and help them." Now, as I get there, I find that they're walking along the street, and I turn around, pull over, and say, "Hey guys, jump in." And as I say this, I notice that they're actually talking to two guys who don't know them further up, and they're swearing at them. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Stop swearing at these guys. Just get in the car. Let's go. And they're like, "No, no, no. They said this or they said that." And I was like, "I don't care. I really don't care. I just want to get back home and go back to sleep. Like, please." A little bit selfish of me there, but I was doing the selfless thing by going out on my way to go pick them up. So you can see there's a balance there. There's like, okay, yes, I was selfish in saying, "Look, guys, ignore them. Just jump in the car." But at the same time, it was selfless because it's like, "Hey, guys, I've given you my time and my energy when I should be in bed asleep. Please just get in the car. Let's keep going and let's get you home. Let's get you rested. I'll go home and get rested, and everyone can have a nice evening." But these guys kept on shouting at them, and as they were shouting at them, these guys started crossing the road. As they crossed the road, these guys jumped back. My friends jumped into the car, and I was like, "Awesome, great, it's over. Let's go." And I start driving. As I'm about to drive past these two lads, one of them throws a brick at my car. And I see him. I notice what he's doing. I notice the brick in his hand, and I see him do this. And as soon as I see him do that, I hit the brakes. Luckily, it was the middle of the night on a road where it was an A road, so typically people are going at 40-50 miles per hour in the middle of the night. Luckily, there was no traffic because it was like 2-3 a.m. As he does this, I hit the brakes. The brick just misses the car. At this point, I lose it. I'm like, "Oh no, you fucking didn't." See, I am a bad guy as well. Good guy, bad guy. Good guy, bad guy. It's a balance. It's a balance. But I lose it at this point because I'm like, "Yo, I had nothing to do with this situation that you've got with these guys. I've just come to pick them up and take them home, and now you're about to throw a brick at my car, like, bro." So I jump out, leave the car in the middle of the road, and I chase one of them, the one who had the brick. And as I chase him, he runs into a garden, and I chase him. He runs up to the door and starts banging. As he's banging, I turn up and say, "Why'd you throw the brick at my car?" Even though I'm angry, I'm trying to have a conversation with him. I'm trying to get an explanation. So you can see that like the anger isn't fully like blind rage. It's still controlled. It's like, "Why the hell did you throw that at my car?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't." I was like, "You're lying. You're not going to talk to me. Fine." I start hitting him. I punch him. I punch him a few times. And as I'm punching him, he starts screaming like a girl. And as he's screaming, the person who lives there comes out. He opens the door, and he's got one of those police batons, which I think is illegal. But he had a police baton, and he was like, had it over his shoulder. He's like, "Get away from him! Get away from him!" I was like, "Look, he just threw a brick at my car." Me, once again, trying to talk to this person, trying to communicate. "Hey, listen, this guy just started this. I had nothing to do with the situation. I was just trying to get home and go to sleep. I just picked up my friends. That's all I was trying to do. And now he's thrown a brick at my car. And now he has to understand that you don't do that. You know, I have to try and teach him a lesson because otherwise he'll end up doing it to someone else." I don't know why I have to teach him the lesson, but I had to at that point. In my mind, I was like, "Cool, I need to set the record straight." So as the guy does this, I realize I see the baton in his hand, and I'm like, "You whoop." And I'm still talking. I'm like, yo, he's the problem, not me. And as I'm saying this, he says, Jason, get in the house. And I was like, oh, he's run to his house, and that's his dad or his older brother or someone. And I was like, cool. At that point, I'm not going to fight a guy with a police baton in his hand, because a police baton is solid. If someone smashes you in the head with it, it could crack your head open very easily. So I was like, cool, I'll leave you alone. And as I'm walking out of the garden, the other young fella runs past me and smashes a brick in the back of my head. And I'm like, bro. So I turn around and punch him as he's running, and then he kind of trips and then makes it to the front door. But in all these situations, I have tried to make the best choice. I have tried my best to allow these two lads to go home safe without being abused by my friends. And I've allowed my friends to jump in the car and not get into a fight or an altercation. And I've given them a lift in the middle of the night when I should be asleep. I'm trying my best to make decisions that will be beneficial for everyone. However, I can't predict life. I can't predict life. So when he throws a brick at my car, when the other guy running past smacks me in the head with a brick, I have to respond at some point. I could just go, thank you, thank you very much for this. I could do that. But then they won't learn a lesson. They'll just end up doing it to someone else. And when they do it to someone else, they might cause someone to die. Because I hit the brakes in time. If they hit the windscreen and then the windscreen cracked and I couldn't see where I was going and ended up hitting the curb, coming off the road, going into oncoming traffic, anything could have happened. And if they do this to someone else, if they've done this to me, they'd more than likely do this to someone else. So at that point, I was like, I have to teach them a lesson. I just reacted to what the situation was. And even though I was reacting, I was still in control. It wasn't blind rage. I was still able to see that guy with the baton. I was still able to communicate with the guy and try and say, hey, why did you throw a brick at my car? So yeah, the righteous path isn't about always making the perfect choice that leads to peace and harmony forever for everyone. Because everyone else's choices are everyone else's choices, you know? You can only make the best decision for yourself and try and do the best for everyone. But what other people do, you have no control over. At that point, you kind of just have to roll with the punches, as they say. So I hope that kind of helps you understand that even though I had good intentions trying to pick up my friends, I had good intentions trying to get them in the car and stop the arguments and stop fighting with random people on the street. I was a little bit selfish because I was telling him to get in the car so I could go home and go back to sleep. I was selfish in trying to teach this guy a lesson, but I was righteous in the fact that I was trying to communicate first before I started punching him. So you can see there's a variation of righteous, selfish, because life isn't perfect. It's not like one of those things that you could just go, oh yeah, righteous, always make the righteous choice. Because in certain situations, you have to be able to choose yourself. You know, you have to be able to think about the bigger picture. But at the same time, like I said, it's about making sure that when you are making these choices of the selfish thing, that you're not doing it completely selfish. You know, even though I was like, come on guys, I just want to go home and go to sleep, it was like, also you get to avoid the fight. Also, you get to go home and go to sleep. It's not just going to be selfish for me, it's selfish for everyone, you know, like everyone gets what they want. So yeah, it's a tough balance trying to make the best choices. But once again, like I said, life is unpredictable and you can't always plan for other people. Other people will always make different choices based on different things. Let's have a quick look at the chat because come on says some make life difficult for themselves. I'm guilty of that. Yes, you can do. That's if you're just constantly selfish without thinking about the repercussions. There's been many situations where someone has wanted me to make choice A, and I'm like, I don't want to make choice A because I can see that it won't actually serve you. It will actually hurt you in the long term. So I will choose option A after I think it's appropriate. I'll do it, but not just yet. It's like the other day, Jay Fu was saying that he wanted to talk about death and sickness. So I told him, look, it's a really interesting conversation because he wanted to talk about it in esoteric terms. I'm like, it's a really interesting conversation. Really, really good. I would love to have that conversation. However, I don't think it's right to do that conversation just yet. I think it needs to wait a little while before we open that can of worms. So it's just trying to like, okay, we could do A, but not the way you want, because you've not thought about the repercussions. You've just thought, oh, it's a great idea, and it is a great idea. But I've just thought about it as, yeah, we could do it, but just like this. I hope that's making sense. Suvi says, so you was going through shit, so you have the right to cause chaos. Suvi. Don't do this. Don't do this. I know what you're saying, but I think you need to understand. I was just doing my thing, okay, righteous path, trying to do my YouTube videos, trying to spread hope, and things happen in life which I did not plan. I did not make happen. I did not try and force anything. I was just trying to do my thing, and I was trying my best to allow everyone else to do their thing so that they could be happy. I don't want chaos, but unfortunately, I think it's part of who I am, because I don't bend to people's will. I don't do what other people always want me to do, and I don't do it their way. That it can cause chaos for other people. Like the conversation yesterday with the Sheikh. I'm sure the Sheikh, like, come on said, not come on, I think it was Madness. Madness said, who is Damien, said that the conversation yesterday was really good. Like, it was a really good debate. So for Damien, he enjoyed that conversation. There was no chaos for him. For him, it was like, oh, these are really good points you're making. But for the Sheikh, who I was talking to, he's going to be like, oh, this guy just turned up with a devil mask on and caused chaos in my life. It's like, no, I didn't mean to cause chaos in your life. I just came to ask some questions. And unfortunately, one of the side effects of me being truthful, honest, and trying my best to help people, because I was trying to get him to understand that you don't just convince people to be Muslim. It has to be a thing from the heart. You have to touch their heart enough that they want to connect with God, not from their brain. So I was just trying to explain this to him. But then for him, he's like, no, this guy's just come into my life to cause chaos. So it's a matter of perception. It's a matter of perception. He could have looked at the conversation and thought, okay, this is a chance for me to learn something. Like, I might not agree with him, but let me learn his point of view. Let me try and learn something about him. But it wasn't about that. For him, he was on defense mode. So for him, it felt like chaos. And I did not want chaos. I wanted a bit of fun, yes. I wanted a bit of fun, devil mask person saying, hey, can I take my shahada? That's funny. That's kind of funny to me, And if anyone's just got a sense of humor, they'd laugh at that. But he took it so seriously that he ended up through his reaction, caused more chaos for himself, when that was never my intention. So do you see, like, sometimes things happen. Like, you've probably made choices as well, Suvi, that's caused chaos in other people's lives, but it doesn't mean that they should blame you for that chaos. They should understand that chaos happens, So yeah, I was going through shit, so you have the right to cause chaos. Yeah, no. If you're going through shit, you deal with the shit. You try and deal with it. Obviously, if you're going through shit in the moment and you're trying to help someone else at the same time, it's a lot harder to keep that balance. But yeah, I think I did pretty well. Come on says, if you're going through shit, you will make a mess. Yes, exactly. But if you're going through shit, it can be a mess if you are, once again, like I said, led by fear. If you're going through shit and then you're being presented these choices and you're going, oh, I'm scared of making the wrong choice, or I'm scared of letting this person down, or I'm scared of doing this, or I'm scared of that, and you make that choice based on fear, then that would lead to more shit. That's when you're in these situations and you're going through shit, you need to be able to take a step back, think about it, and then act. Sometimes easier said than done. I'm not going to lie. Easier said than done. I'm not perfect. I don't think anyone is. We all make mistakes. We all can make bad decisions. But it's not about the decision itself. It's the intent behind it. If the intent behind it wasn't meant, like, for example, again, going back to myself, because that's the only I'm the easiest reference I know. So going back to myself, my parents, when I was younger, they in their head thought they were doing the best for me. Like, my dad says it all the time. He's like, oh, I used to give you so much food. I let you watch TV. I gave you all this food. I made you so big. And you had a house. You had a bed, your own bedroom. He's like, oh, I gave you all these things. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that you gave me them. And I appreciate all those things I appreciate. But for him, he doesn't understand that I may have needed something else other than just those things, like a bit of guidance, a bit, because I'm slow. Like I said, I'm very slow. I may have needed a bit of guidance, sometimes a little smack on the back of my head, but only if I deserved it. Because I did actually remember today, because my memory is weird. I don't remember a lot in life. A lot of my memory is blank. And only recently I've started remembering bits and pieces. And I remembered today, actually, funnily enough, that I used to get locked underneath the stairs. So underneath the stairs, we had a cupboard. And sometimes I'd get locked in there if I was in bad boy. And yeah, I got left underneath the stairs. And it happened so often that I actually just got comfortable in there. I was just like, okay, cool, I'm in here. Let me just get comfortable, sit down somewhere. And I just sat there in the dark, just chilling, just waiting. And I'm not going to lie, one time they actually forgot I was in there. They put me in there. Hours later, they're like, where's he at? And they're like, where is he? And they look around the house. Then they start calling my name. And then I'm like, knock, 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 I'm in here. And they're like, oh, and let me out. So yeah, people try their best. People will try their best. My parents will think in their head that they've done everything right. But from my perspective, I could go and say, yeah, do you know what? They didn't do everything right. They could have done things better. But I can't blame them because the intent behind it, their intentions behind it was to try and discipline me, try and give me good food, try and give me a comfortable home. So I can see that they were trying to do good in that sense. But they may have let me down in other areas. But it's not because it was that they wanted to hurt me, if that makes sense. Excuse me, I've just had some butter chicken. My mum makes the best butter chicken. Oh my god. So I might be burping a little bit. Let's see. Chat says, Suvi says, depends on the people. So I was a bad person for you to fuck shit up for me. That's when your devil comes up. No, Suvi. Every choice I made with you was with you as the primary person. I actually gave up on a lot of things that I wanted to do or wanted in life. Any of my desires, I pretty much put them on the back burner. I actually just focused on you. I think that was a bit of a bad thing, to be honest, because I should, and you've even said it yourself. You've said it yourself. Damn man, D, stop. Just do what you want, and don't do me any favors. You've said this to me, so you know for yourself that I do try and think about the bigger picture, and I do try to make sure that you don't get fucked up. I'm sorry again that things didn't play out the way you wanted to, or things turned awkwardly. It was never my intention. Definitely never my intention. I wanted the best for you. But at the same time, like I said, I can't make decisions just even though I was at the time, I was putting you as the first thing in my priority list because I understood that you're an important human being, and my choices would really, really affect you. And I tried my best. I tried my best, and that's all I can do. And I'm sorry if it wasn't good enough. But that's all I can do. And you weren't a bad person. You weren't a bad person. Come on, says, if someone's going through the shit, give them space so you won't get covered. Yes, space is 100% important. I when I am usually going through bad stuff or going through a bit of a time where I'm like, I need to deal with this, I do ask for space. I do ask for a bit of silence, just so I can focus on my thoughts and clear my mind up. Because I can't just click my fingers and go, oh, cool, everything's fine. You know, you find out something crazy or something horrific or something bad, something that affects you like on an emotional level, and then someone wants you to just be okay like that. No, that's robotic. If people are like that, I'd be worried. You do need to take a step back. You need to reflect. You need to think. You need a bit of space, and you need to, as I said at the beginning with the following the star, you need to reorient yourself. You have to recenter yourself so you can then find that light and then go, cool, I'm back on track. I'm going to make good decisions. I'm not going to make decisions based on emotional anger or whatever. Like I said, once again, a lot easier than done. And each situation is different. So yeah, I think that's really good advice there. Come on, sometimes you need to give people a bit of space. Suvi says, anyways, you continue with your righteousness. Bye. I'm sorry you're upset, Suvi. Like I said, we could talk about this. You've got my email. If you want to talk about it, though, that's the thing. I don't want to force this conversation on you. I want to have this conversation where we're not coming from a place of blaming people or anything. We could just talk about the facts of what happened, and I can then reflect on what you've said. You can reflect on what I've said. We can see each other's point of view, and then we could walk away. We could come together. We could do anything you like, because it's all about teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Come on, says, during the night walkers are out and you never know. Yes, there's always people who are trying to trip you over for various reasons. Sometimes they're jealous, sometimes they are angry, sometimes they are just a bunch of different reasons that people would want to be that negative force in someone else's life. But don't take it personally, because it's not a you problem. You know, if someone's trying to trip you up or trying to hurt you, it's nothing to do with you. It's a problem they have with themselves, that they can't be happy for you. They can't be conscious of you. They can't, you know what I mean? It's a them issue. As long as you kind of stay grounded and you try and remember that you don't allow other people to lead your life. You have to be able to lead your own life, and because like right now, I'm getting grilled by Suvi. I'm getting grilled by Suvi because of my choices. So I have to be able to justify my choices. I have to be able to say, okay, this is why I did this, and I stand by it. And if the situation was the same, and like if it was to repeat itself, I would make those same choices because I tried my best to find the best choice that works for everyone, not just me. If someone could give me an alternative that, hey, you could have done this, then I might be able to go, oh, cool, that's the decision I'll make in the future. But this is why I say communication is important. This is why I also say I'm an idiot. I'm learning. I'm growing at the same time. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but I am still trying to grow, and I'm still trying to focus. And yes, as much as I'm getting taken the piss is being taken out of me about the righteous path, I do try the righteous path. Hence, the righteous path is something I've been doing my entire life, and I could tell you, like I said with those stories, it's never been easy. It's never been straight, oh, boom. Easy. That's it. Once you're on the righteous path, easy sailing, no stress, no problems. Everything's going to be never been like that. I said this since day one. I've said you could go down the easy path, which is going to be following everyone else, where, yeah, you'll have a bit of fun, but you'll get hurt. Or you could go down the really hard path. The really hard path is a righteous path, because even though you're trying your best to do the best for everyone, not everyone will always see that, and people will be there to trip you up and stuff like that. So the righteous path is not easy, and yeah, it's okay. I don't mind the animosity, but it's just I don't want you to allow anger or hatred to cloud your judgment. You know, that's to you, Suvi. Geisha says, I understand. Oh, welcome back, Geisha. Suvi says, you think you did well. What the fuck? Yes. I could explain that to you if you'd like, but I think it's better we do that off stream. I think this is a private conversation, and I don't want to cause any other further problems. I'm more than happy to discuss this offline, and I'll listen to you. I'll let you say what you have to say. I'll explain what I mean when I say I tried my best to make the best choice going forwards. Yeah, and once again, like I said, we could walk away, we could come together, we could do nothing, whatever the situation, but I don't want you to allow anger or hatred or any of these negative emotions to lead you or to cloud your judgment in life, because life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. And as much as you're angry with me, Suvi, I appreciate you. I enjoyed your company so much, and I had so much fun with you. I enjoyed talking to you, and that's what I'm going to focus on. You weren't perfect, but neither was I. But it's okay, because, you know, that's life. You got to take the good with the bad. You got to go and say, okay, cool, this wasn't to my liking, but I like this. So yeah, it's okay for you to hate me for a little bit. I understand you're upset, but yeah, we could talk about this offline and clear the air, as it were. Or if you don't want to, you don't have to. The choice is yours, but the offer is there. There's quite a few messages. Billy Carson, that was the guy. Yes, thanks for that, Madness. Appreciate it. Madness says realign. Yes, realigning is very important. Taking a step back, taking a breath, and just focusing on what you want to lead you. Give me a second, Damien. I see you popped behind the scenes. I'll pop you up in a second. I'm just going to go through these comments. Suvi says, yes, I am angry. Righteous path is bullshit. There's no names to the paths. I'm sorry you believe that. The righteous path isn't about everything being perfect, like I said. It's about finding yourself, finding the best version of yourself, and finding the version of yourself that's able to overcome a lot of the things that happen in life, all the adversities, all the bad stuff that happens in life. You want to try and overcome it. So that's what I found the righteous path for me was allowing me to do. Because, for example, me talking to someone and they're talking down to me, instead of me getting emotional and upset about it, I would try and think, okay, maybe this is the reason or that's the reason. And, you know, using the righteous path, truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, and hope, I would hope that the reason they were talking to me like that wasn't because of hateful intentions. It wasn't because they were trying to screw me over, but it was because they maybe had a bad day or whatever. You know what I mean? So because I had this practice of doing this a lot, now if I find out that someone did do it in a bad way, it's like, cool, it is what it is. The intention wasn't good like I had hoped. It was something bad, but the result was the same. They still spoke to me the way they spoke to me, and all I could do at that point is hope that they change for themselves, not for me, because obviously at that point I kind of step back from people like that. Madness says, Suvi, did you leave a lot of very nice comments about one of those? Oh, Suvi, did you leave a lot of very nice comments about one of Nose's videos this week? Suvi says, I'm angry, Madness. No, spill can of worms. Suvi, why are you angry? Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me, so spill it on live stream. I'm not trying to spill anything, Suvi. You want me to spill it. This is the thing. You come here and you've done this before on a previous stream where you've popped up and then you wanted to discuss everything in front of everyone, which I'm happy to do. I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm not worried about myself. Okay, I am really not worried about myself. But I don't want it to affect you negatively, and I don't want it to do it out. I'm not doing it out of spite or anger or revenge or anything like that. If I'm gonna say anything, it's just gonna be because it's the truth, and this isn't a truth that everyone in the world needs to know, and especially if it's going to affect anyone's life in a bad way. So I'm choosing not to discuss the details and exactly what's happened, not for myself. I don't mind looking like an idiot. I don't mind looking like an evil bastard. That I made certain choices in life, and that's it. It is what it is. But I don't want it to affect anyone else badly, aka you. So I'm not trying to spill the beans. I was just trying to have a conversation about following the Star of Hope. But if you really want me to do it, that's up to you. That's your choice. Suvi says no spill the can of worms. Madness says why are you angry? Suvi says like I said, it wouldn't surprise me, so spill it on live stream. I'm not perfect. I don't tend to be. That's fine. Listen, I don't want you to be perfect. I want you to be you. That's all I've ever said to you. All I've ever said to you is just be you. That's all I've said. The best version of you would be preferable, but because not for me, for yourself. So you're able to overcome anything. Because the righteous path, like I said, it doesn't affect me, it affects the person doing it. I wanted you to be able to overcome anything and be the best version of yourself for you. Not for me. And I don't want you to be perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody could be perfect. But I'd like you to be happy and to be you. Suvi says, Mr. Righteous. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't help but laugh at that. Suvi says, bye, I'm off before I blow my mind. I'm sorry, Suvi. I am sorry. Honestly. I did not want things to go the way they did. And to be honest, I kind of don't understand a lot of why you're angry either. So I would like to have a conversation so I can understand exactly why you're angry. And maybe then I'd be on your side. Maybe I'd then say, yeah, do you know what? You're right. I was a fucking dickhead. I was selfish. I was a devil, you know? But I don't understand exactly. Don't have to talk about it on stream. Like I said, drop me an email and just vent it all out to me. I'm not going to share it with anyone. Just vent it all out to me on in an email. And that will maybe allow me to reflect and understand your perspective as to why you are so angry. But that's your choice if you want to or not. But please don't let this idiot ruin your day. Okay, don't let this idiot ruin your day. You've got a whole year ahead of you. Spring is coming. Then you've got the summer. You've got all these amazing things that are going to happen in life. Like, don't let this idiot ruin it for you. Okay, please. Suvi says, affect me negatively. What the heck would get any worse? You'll be surprised. And yeah, like I said, we'll discuss this off stream if you really want to discuss this, Suvi. Like, I don't want to go into too many details. Okay, I don't want to go into too many details. Like again, not for me, but for yourself. Suvi says day. Haha. You mean life? Don't say that. Did I really? Look, my intention is not to ruin your day or your life. I wanted you to be happy. I wanted you to be you, the best version of you for yourself. I wanted you to laugh and smile and enjoy life as much as I do. That's all I wanted. I didn't want you to save the bullshit. Listen, if you don't want me to respond to your things, then save the righteous. I'm just talking from the heart, okay? I'm just always talking from the heart. It's not about the righteous words. It's just me telling you honestly that that is not what I intended. It's not what I wanted. I don't know why you think I'd want that. How does it serve me to ruin your life? Like, it doesn't serve me to ruin someone else's life. I'm not trying to ruin anyone else's life. My videos on Big Nose in the last week, they weren't to ruin his life. They were there so he can reflect and he can then and I think he has. I've popped into his stream a couple of times and he's being proper nice to his guests now, and he's trying his best to actually listen to them, and he's trying to be a bit more nicer in the way he talks to people. So I see that as a positive change. I wasn't trying to ruin his life. I wasn't trying to do anything bad. The sheikh that I spoke to yesterday, it wasn't me about me trying to ruin his life. It wasn't me about trying to ruin his day. It was about me trying to make a laugh, have a joke, at the same time pass on a bit of understanding that when you try and call people to religion, you're doing it from the brain and just trying to convince them. Where if you want them to go to God, you do it from the heart. So he says, I don't need it. Well done, you did something positive. Very rare. It's very rare. It's very rare, apparently. It's very rare. Apparently, everything I touch turns to shit, but that's fine. That's my gift and my curse, I guess. So he says, if I had a medal, you get it. I'm sorry, Suvi. Okay, I don't know what else I can say. Like, we could discuss this off stream. Like I said, drop me an email, give me a call, whatever works best for you. And honestly, if you need to get some of this off your chest and explain, don't just tell me that I made you feel bad or I ruined your life. Explain to me how, just so I understand, because honestly, right now, I am not understanding how. But yeah, that's up to you. Fu, welcome back. Says good evening. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Alrighty, that's me caught up with the chat. Let's throw Damien up. Hey, Damien. How you doing, pal? You good?
Hi, Jinda man. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. How's your day been?
Who's Sugal? Is it a man or a woman?
Sorry?
Yeah, okay, positive.
Is
Pretty
who a man
positive.
or a
What do I
woman?
do? It's Suville. Is it a man or a woman?
Suvi, it's a girl. Yeah, it's a woman.
Oh, is it somebody you know?
Yes,
That you
yeah,
met?
it's someone I've known for many
Okay.
years.
Okay.
It's a friend. I still
Okay.
consider her a friend, but obviously she doesn't think I am a friend, which is fine.
Okay.
It is what
Well,
it
I'm
is.
sure you sorted it out. I'm sure it'll be
I hope.
resolved.
I hope. That's all I have. All I have is hope. We haven't been speaking for a couple of weeks, and I just kind of hoped that the space will be good for both of us, and we could come back with clear, fresh heads, and then we could talk it out. But yeah, no hard feelings. No hard feelings. It is what it is.
She sounds quite sweet. I hope.
She's a
I
lovely
hope it
girl.
gets
She
resolved.
is a lovely girl, and that's why I wanted the
Mm.
best for her. I tried my best to do what I could to. Like, actually been on stream previously. She's been on streams a few times.
Right.
She was. I'm not gonna lie. She was one of my best guests.
Okay.
I've told her this before. She was one of my best guests because she would ask really interesting questions, and yeah, I like her. She's a cool person. She's a really cool person. But yeah,
Well,
unfortunately,
I don't think you're going to be around somebody that hasn't got a good energy, the man. You know what I mean?
well,
You know, there'll be little bumps in the road, all kind of friendships and relationships along the way. That's just
that's
the
how I see
nature.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just the nature of it because we're not perfect beings.
and I've said this previously as well. Like, I say that these things happen so that you can actually try and understand each other better, and then when you come back together, you're usually a
mm,
stronger force because you
mm,
actually understand each other on a deeper level, where you've been able to go through this crap and you've overcome it.
mm.
So that's what I'm hoping. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. As long as she's happy, as long as she finds the happiness that she wants, then I'm happy.
She knows knows dropped another video of me today.
Oh no.
It's totally fine. You know, they're using old stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And but I think it was one during the week. I think it was another one he dropped during the. So he's getting great value out of me
Yeah, so much value.
on his old stuff. But I'm sure Suville left a load of comments and very nice comments on the video.
Oh,
So that's why I asked because I thought I was curious. I thought, who's that person that's left all these really positive comments? And I remember the name was Suville.
okay. Well,
So I'm assuming it'd be the same person. No?
if she hates the righteous path and hates me at the moment, then that's probably explains that she's gone to Big Nose and thinks that he's better than me, which is fine. She's
No, I
welcome
don't
to
think. No, no, she wasn't on Big Nose. It wasn't on Big. She wasn't on Big Nose's channel because I'm banned from the channel,
chat.
so I'm
Yeah.
banned from the chat. So
Mm.
it wasn't there. It was
It
one
was
of the
under the
videos.
comments.
Yeah, it was one of the videos that he dropped,
Mm.
and then basically in the comments there, well, I don't know actually, but now you saying that, I have a funny feeling somewhere it was in. Maybe I'm getting the wrong video. Um, I'm sure somewhere it could be in
Honestly,
the chat.
it doesn't matter. She's allowed to do what she wants. If she
Oh no,
doesn't
no.
like the righteous path and she thinks that the Big Nose's help is more good for her, then that's her
Well,
choice.
it wouldn't have been in. It definitely wouldn't have been in the chat on noses.
Mm,
That's
mm.
for sure, because he. Oh, he may have. Oh, actually, no, sorry. So it would have been. Do you know the way he drops these videos and he puts them down as a premiere,
Hmm.
like showing now
Yeah,
at a screen near you
yeah.
at the Notting Hill Gate house. Yeah?
Free
So I think
popcorn.
it'd been.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it must have been that.
Hmm.
So I think I must have been watching the premiere, watching it at the same time, and I think Suville was probably making a lot of comments. Was obviously watching the same. So it was obviously something I was on his, and he was kind of doing. So that must have been it. I think I
Mm.
did ask, but she didn't. She did she didn't say if it was her, but the name it was the
Yeah.
name Suville. So I'm
It was
assuming.
probably her. Like I said, she's allowed to do what she wants. She's her own person. Um, I can't
No,
control anyone.
she wasn't doing anything wrong. She was just watching the video like me. She
Yeah,
just
that's what I
commented
mean. Like
on
people
my
could.
contribution to
Yeah,
it.
but I'm
Yeah.
saying I've got no issues with her leaving comments on things. Like people are allowed to
Mm.
do what they want. It just kind of like Guy said, she's a friend. I've known her for years, and the fact that
Oh, there, then it's fine.
she
Then
thinks the
you.
worst of me
Well,
kind
she
of
probably doesn't. She probably doesn't. She's probably
it
pissed off
sounds like
about
she thinks the
something.
worst of me, honestly. And it's fine, but it just sucks because I'm like, okay, this is meant to be a friend. I thought they would know me and know that I'm not.
When did you last see her?
Uh, 21st of December. No, 22nd of December, I think.
And
So a
was
little while
there
ago.
an issue? Did something happen at the time?
Stuff happened. I don't want to go into
Okay.
it because it's
No, no,
personal
no,
to her,
absolutely,
and
absolutely,
I don't want to.
and to you as well, absolutely.
Well, no,
Yeah.
for me, nothing's personal. Like I
Mm.
share a lot of crap. Like there's stuff
I'm an open book.
I try to be. There's stuff I haven't mentioned. Things in
Mm.
my life that have happened. Like I might as well mention it now. Like childhood abuse kind of stuff. Like sexual.
Right.
Like things like that
Okay.
have happened. But it's not because I'm scared of it or I'm upset or I'm ashamed of
Mm.
it. It's just
Mm.
purely it's not needed in the conversations that we've been having.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
So
yeah. And
there's certain things that you kind of share and you don't share. And
yeah,
if there was a situation where I needed to share it, I would share it.
yeah.
But yeah, and this personal situation, I don't want to share because it may affect her negatively, and I don't want that to happen.
That's okay. Well, but my kind of thinking is if you've known each other for so long, I'm sure she'll kind of go away, maybe think about things and come back.
Yeah, the last time she did that, it was about 10 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
We stopped talking about. We met about 10 years ago. We chatted, hung out, great friends. Nothing really bad happened, but
Mm,
then we just kind of separated, and then 10 years later, we get in contact again. So
right.
yeah, I just hope that it's gonna resolve itself. I that's like I said, I live in hope. I always hope for the
Well,
best.
if it's meant to, it will.
That's it. That's the other thing.
That's,
Um,
that's basically it.
Sorry, she
Yeah.
just said something I just want to respond to. She said, "How would it affect me any more negatively?" I don't know, but this is the thing. I don't want to say it just because I'm goaded to say it. It's not something I want to share. If you want me to share it, or if you want to share it, you're more than welcome to, and then I can talk on it. But I don't want to.
Because it's our private business as
Exactly,
well.
exactly. It's her
Yeah.
private business. Like, I don't want these kind of conversations on here. Not because I'm ashamed of them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm happy to say what I want to say, and I don't mind looking like an idiot. It's like I've been sitting here for the past year talking on my own. You know, I,
That's why I kind of came up a little bit because I just thought, oh, he's kind of talking to the wall there. I thought I'd come up and just say
but it's
hello.
fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. My whole life I've kind of been on my own. I haven't had a huge amount of friends. I would have some friends, but I'd kind of like
What did you say your star sign was?
Taurus.
Oh, you Taurus. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I've had friends.
You're a bit like me, the man. You're happy in your own shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I can't control anyone else's life. I can't change people. All I can do is change myself. And
Mm.
excuse me, fucking hell. Whew, that butter chicken was so good.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to fall off the stage again with another nuclear bomb coming up behind you. Yeah,
Yeah, not
that was
yet, not
very,
yet. No,
very
no.
amazing.
I got a new chair. I had a job up in Manchester where I was driving coaches.
Mm.
I had a night
Mm.
in a hotel, and while I was in the
Okay.
hotel, I saw the lady throwing away some chairs, and I was like,
Okay.
"By the way, do you have an office chair that you're about to throw away?" And she was like, "I'll
Mm.
have a look." And yeah,
Mm.
she found one. I saved it from the skip, so I've got a nice
Okay.
chair now. So,
I need a table and I need a desk
well,
and a chair to work at.
uh,
Because
Suvi of Suvi gave me a good recommendation the other day. She said,
mm,
"Go onto Facebook Marketplace.
right.
Over there, a lot of people give away stuff for free as long as you collect or whatever. Or you could
Yeah,
go
I do use the local Facebook page for the
perfect.
area.
Or the one I
Um,
typically use
mm,
myself personally is Gumtree. Gumtree's good as well for
right,
getting free stuff.
right.
Yeah.
I've done a lot through Gumtree actually, funnily enough. But not. I think first it was Loot. Do you remember Loot?
Loot? No, no, it must
Do
be.
you remember the newspaper Loot, the big
Oh yes,
yellow?
yes, 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 yeah, 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 yeah.
Then it was Gumtree, and then it's kind of so I know Gumtree is still there, but
It's
Facebook
expanded
Marketplace
onto different platforms.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if somebody bought out Gumtree or something. I heard something, but I'm not sure. But no, I need a because I'm watching a lot of stuff, religious stuff,
Mhm.
and I kind of like trying to remember things,
Mhm.
and but I say that, but I need to at some point just sit down and do all the hard work from A to Z. Do you
Mhm.
know what I mean? The books and read from, like the Bible, it's long read, things like that, and to make notes and to kind of, so. But at the moment, I'm just making, um, picking up my information from listening to people in debates. But I need to be a little bit more structured
Mm.
about how I'm preparing myself. Do you know what I mean?
What are you
So,
preparing yourself for?
no, I'm trying to prepare myself to be able to, like for example, do you know Lamin?
Lemon, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, yeah,
actually saw who he was this weekend. I think you showed him
yeah,
to me, or J Fu showed him.
in the red jacket. That
Yes.
guy.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I called him yesterday. I said to him, I mean, you look like Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Because it was that kind of a
Yeah, it
jacket.
was,
It was
wasn't it?
that like kind of plastic jacket. So, and he said loads of people have said that to me today. So he was happy. I like him, you know.
I've never actually spoken to
Um,
him.
yeah, I do worms for him. He comes out with like about 5 Bibles
Mm.
and to debate Christians, like which Bible are you quoting? Basically, is always the argument. So basically, he was having a debate with this man and woman, a young couple who were obviously near their stop,
Mm.
and he was basically saying Jesus just came for the Jews.
Mm.
Okay, which is I've heard that before. Yeah, I was sent to for the house of Israel, whatever. But so I have to think about things like that. Then I go away and do a bit of looking and checking.
Mm.
And do you use Twitter?
I've got a Twitter account. I don't use it very often now. I used it more
Mm.
in 2023.
They have a. I've just found out today from somebody. They have a very similar thing in Twitter as ChatGPT. It's
Okay,
called
cool.
it's called Grok. Have you
Grok.
heard of it?
Yeah, yeah. I think back when I was on Twitter, I think I remember seeing a tweet from Elon Musk saying that Grok is coming or something like that. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
realized that he was making his own AI.
Yeah. So it's his own. Yeah. So it's very very. I've done. I used it a little bit today just to check it out.
Mm.
And but it's very. I think I won't be the same, but it's definitely a very very similar and good enough format to chat
Chat
GPT.
GPT. I like Chat GPT. That's good.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But anyway, so what I did was I went in and I kind of thought about, you can put. And the great thing with ChatGPT is you can be very vague with what you're saying, and it
Mm.
picks it up,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
then it comes back, and then you can expand on it, and blah 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 blah. So I need to know an answer to this question about did Jesus just come for the Jews or for the
I think I
Israel?
can answer that for you.
Yeah, well,
I only know this because of Give the Gospel. She writes this all the time. I think it's John 3:16.
let's
Uh,
see.
for God so loved the world
Hmm.
that he gave his only son.
Right.
So in that phrase there is God loved the world,
Yeah,
not
that's
God
it.
loved Israel that he gave his son. It was
That's absolutely, and that's something I'll remember
mm.
for the future, uh,
But credit goes
interaction.
to
But
gospel because I've not read the Bible, so I only
yeah,
know that because of her.
you talking about Gussie?
Yeah, she's called Gossie on Thingy's channel. I
Hmm.
think her real name's Dee. So
Yes,
yeah, and
yeah. And she's the one who brought um, Al Mahdi,
mhm.
I think, to Nose's channel originally.
Yeah, and she brought him over to mine as well.
Right, just from what I could hear of it.
Yeah,
She got banned from the channel.
she
Nose
yeah she did
last
for a little
night,
while. Oh, last night.
in the last couple of nights. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why. There's kind of a lot of silliness goes on in there within the chat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so no, but the other thing I found out was that in Matthew 28, 90, verse 19, 20, the resurrected Jesus
Hmm.
appeared to all the apostles
Hmm.
and said, "Go and make disciples of all the nations."
Hmm. Yes, that's another good verse. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's not just the make
yeah,
disciples of the Jews. It's
yeah, but I
everyone.
mean, but what I based, but now I'm even more thinking because of what you've just said that I need to write down everywhere I hear that kind of gives that argument.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I mean? So that maybe at some point I'll go and you ever go into Itsu?
Oh, the
Germany?
Japanese restaurant, right?
Oh, yeah, they've opened a new one in Marble Arch next to Pret a Manger.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so
Uh,
nice.
I've never actually
I've
been
just
to Itsu, but I do like Japanese food. But I've never been to Itsu.
I don't like sushi. I don't like
I like the
cold food.
vegetarian sushi. I've never risked eating raw fish.
Mm.
I'm like, it sounds a
No,
bit off.
I just don't like cold food. So
No.
whenever I think of sushi, it's cold, isn't
Hmm.
it?
Hmm.
Um, But what I had there like, yesterday, and I had it the week before as well, and just about the price wise, it's brilliant. So I had a miso
Miso
soup.
soup. Yes, miso
Oh,
soup.
so
Very
nice.
popular.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
And then I had a gyoza. I think it was a chicken gyoza.
Cool. I've never actually
You
tried that.
know,
Or maybe I
they're
have, I
like
just don't remember the name.
yeah, they're like eight dumpling type thing. But I don't know what the pastry is that they use, but it's not like a normal pastry.
No, no, they have their own techniques of how they
Yeah.
like, even like the cakes and stuff. They make it their own special way. It's
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. The Japanese are amazing. Like very, very clever engineering, like food engineering and actual
Mm.
thingy engineering. Oh, we got J-Fu as well. J-Fu, welcome back. Welcome back.
Hey, Jay.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good evening. Good evening.
How you doing, buddy? You good?
Yeah. What time did you stay at the park?
All right. All right. Thank you. Something I was going to talk to Daman about.
Yes, sir.
When and you have done nothing wrong.
I'm sure I have.
Do you mind? No, no. Let's say you haven't. Say you haven't. Say your
Okay.
intentions were clean.
Yeah.
And your heart was pure,
Mhm.
and nevertheless, someone may still be upset with you, even if there was no bad intentions, unless you had bad intentions. Yeah. But I'm emphasizing in a specific case when your intentions are good,
Mhm.
and you mean no harm towards another.
Mhm.
And if somebody's still upset with you,
Mhm.
actually, this is the way of them telling you they have to shine more. That you're supposed to, in a sense, give out more of light. Some people need this. And of course, you can understand why. If, for example, if some people are in a state where they believe, oh, maybe it did happen, that a light was taken away from them by
Mhm.
whatever event.
Mhm.
You can imagine. You can imagine. This is quite. Just you take it very slowly. I need you to a little
No,
bit like
I'm
focus
understanding
on
so
what
far.
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I'm focused. Yeah, keep going.
So people do not realize when the light is taken away from them because they're in a state of innocence.
Mhm.
Only when some light is taken away from them, that's when they become upset and angry.
Mhm.
And so it's a sequence, yes? The realization and anger arises.
Mhm.
Now, the same way, there's another sequence. If there's somebody, first thing you're going to see is an anger
Mhm.
and frustration.
Mhm.
And that's a very good. It's a, in a sense it's a brilliant test because it determines genuine person from fake one. The fake one, of course, will take it on his or her own ambition, and will fire back and it will offend back or whatever else.
Mhm.
However, if let's say if one goes through that fog of anger and frustration that is being put between the two,
Mhm.
if you're able to shine enough light, the light the light breaks through. Do you know what I mean?
I could hope so.
So
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
and so what I'm saying to you is
Sorry, I'm just
something we
laughing at a
spoke
comment.
about another day at the park after we came back from pizza when I said to you Christianity 101.
Yes,
That in a
yes.
sense,
Take
you
it on
have
yourself. Mhm.
that's right. That's right.
I listen.
So in a so all I'm just giving you absolutely friendly advice. You can take it. You don't have to. It's up to you. But if you ask me, that's a great opportunity for you because it's something that people who are bound through all, let's say, karmical laws to you, they might they may need. And the interesting thing is, it's not like you're going to be ever depleted from your light. On
No,
contrary,
no. I agree.
the more you give, the more you receive.
Mhm.
Do you understand?
Well, I'm not. I don't care about the receiving it, but I do understand that
All
the
right. So
sharing of the
anyway,
light doesn't diminish it. Yeah.
I listen to I didn't say. No, hold on. The receiving does not come from another human being.
No,
It comes from the
God.
spirit.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't do anything for the
So you
receiving.
should care.
No, but I don't do it any. I don't do. This is the thing. This is why I try and say the selfish or the selfless. When it's selfish, you are doing it for some kind of gain eventually, and I'm not doing it for any kind of gain eventually. My gain is someone else being happy, and if they have made A, B, and C as the things that they want, I am going to try and make sure that those three things are there for them, and I am not trying to mess that up. In the situation we're in at the moment, I've said that, listen, I'm here, I'm open. If you want to talk, blah, 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 I'm happy to meet up, I'm happy to whatever. The door's always open with me. Like, I don't block numbers, I don't do anything like that. As much as I say I will, I kind of unblock after a couple of hours because I want them to be able to come to me if there was.
You're missing my point.
Oh, okay. Maybe I am. Please continue then.
I think I said that to you once. I said to you that one thing about if you look at sun, the sun shines in all directions.
Correct.
Now, it doesn't necessarily. It's not necessarily required that you have to be fully engaged with a person who needs the light from you, because the light shines in all directions. It's not a torch or flashlight or whatever you want to call it.
Correct.
But it's like a sun, and it does, and the light permeates in every direction. Interesting enough, sometimes in life you'll see when you're going to be more and more connected with people that you can do something entirely different direction altogether, and a person and a person who needs something from you will take something from you nevertheless. Do you understand what I mean? So it's that's what I mean by light. It's not about being zoomed in and make things conscious. Kind of like, like, yes, I know where you are. I know someone needs help. No, that works sometimes, but not always. One has to always keep in mind the nature of the light. That it's from the inside out, like the sun, and it goes in every direction. And then when it's needed, somebody comes and takes.
Yeah, I've got no issues with that. Like,
But anyway, do you understand?
Yeah, I've got no
what I
issues with
mean?
that. Like, this is why I'm trying.
So it's not.
Do
you understand what I mean now?
Yeah, this is why I think I do, because I'm going to explain how I see it. So this is why I do these chats. This is why I've just carried on trying to focus on, like I said, giving some space, allowing time. But while I'm doing that, I'm still going to try and talk, have conversations, try and share whatever light I have within me. And sorry? Oh, did you say something or not?
No. I'm listening.
Oh,
I'm listening
so
before I reply.
Okay, yeah. So I've just carried on trying to do what I do, and I think I'm still sharing my light. I don't know how else to share my light other than talking, having conversations, and caring about people. That's the only way I know how. I don't know any other particular way of, like, literally pulling it out of my chest and giving it to someone. I have no idea of how to do that, but if that would fix the world, I would do that, honestly. Like I said, and I even said this so many times to people in my life, I've been saying that, look, I ain't going to be around for long, because I thought I was going to die at some point soon. I was like, listen, my life is headed in a particular direction. I ain't going to be around forever. That was kind of my understanding of my life. And right now, I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like maybe I don't have to give up my life, but I'm still willing to. It's not that I don't want to. It's like, like I said, if I saw someone in trouble and I had to defend them, I'd go help them. I turn up to Speaker's Corner with the devil's mask and I talk to the Muslims the way I talk to them. I could easily get stabbed. Like, death does not scare me.
Why do you wear the mask? Why do you wear the mask?
The mask originally was a reflection. It was to say that when people go to Speaker's Corner, that's why I had the Church of Satan as well. So when people go to Speaker's Corner and they are there to say that they're there to talk about God, and then they
Yeah.
talk about everything but God. They talk about all the scriptures. They talk about how they're right and you're wrong. I say, okay, what you're doing there is you're comparing and you're trying to put other people down. So when you're doing this, you're not actually part of God. You're part of the devil's thing because you're doing selfishness. So it was kind of like a reflection on other people. But at the same time, as doing that, I also would say that it's because I understand the devil within me as well. Like, I'm not afraid to do this. I know I'm an asshole sometimes. I know I'm not perfect. And sorry, Jafu's laughing at that.
I'm laughing because you know what happened on Sunday with me. Just remember that.
Which part?
When I was zooming in on that guy.
Oh, yeah. I actually did watch that video back and I saw that.
I really did not mean anything by it. I had no idea that
No,
was
but that's the
case.
thing. The intention behind it wasn't evil. The intention behind it was just zooming in as an interesting person. But then, yeah, it is what it is.
Who that's
Wait,
the guy
come on.
on the step ladder, no?
Sorry, you both said something at the same. Damien, you say that first, and then Jay Fugo.
Not so you're not referring to the guy on the step ladder next to Bob.
No, referring to the Sheikh's friend. When I was having a conversation with the Sheikh, there was a guy behind the Sheikh that got zoomed in on.
The shorter one.
Yes, I think he was. No, was he short or tall? It doesn't matter. But he had a turban and a beard and.
The sage. Yeah, Jamal.
No, not Jamal. Not Jamal. This other guy that I've never seen before at Speaker's Corner. So you probably didn't see him.
Standing to his left.
Yeah, towards next to the Sheikh, and he ends up getting involved at the conversation just at the very end of that Sheikh conversation.
Right.
So when you rewatch it, you'll be like, oh, there's the zoom in. There's the zoom in. Sorry, before I go back to you, Jayfu, Suvi says, because he's the devil, 100% asshole. I'm sorry, I am what I am. I can't change that. Well, I'm trying to be better, but it's one day at a time. Sorry, Jayfu, what were you going to say?
This is what I'm gonna say to you. I'm you're not the first. I don't say that to many people. I really do not. So I'm making sure. Actually, I only said that to maybe in my life 1 or 2 people, and I'm saying it to you right now, which is, it's interesting that many people can pray for others, but doesn't mean that the prayers will be heard. They may not. But the other people, but there are few that there's high probability that the prayers, if the prayers are not for themselves, but let's say for others, that the prayers actually may be heard. And there may be an answer to it. You may not know the answer, but the answer may be there. So my question to you, my question, you're speaking of the sense of departing early. I used to have it too. And sometimes people would tell me, funny enough, they'd be like, for some reason I thought you would be dead by now. That's a weird thing to hear.
Yeah, that is very weird to say to someone.
But anyway, long story short, have you ever prayed for people?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Then
how in the world can you ever think of your own departure if you realize that many saints,
the reason I could think of my own departure is because I sometimes see myself as the problem, and Suvi's given a perfect illustration of this. Even though in my eyes I try to make the best choices and I try to make sure that she's good and I'm good and everyone else around is good, I am a problem. I have caused issues, I've caused chaos, and even though it wasn't my intention, I understand that's kind of what I do in life.
But we all do that. It's impossible not to.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like doing that.
No, we may not like it and we may hate it, but we all do this. We are all individuals. Our destiny is, in a sense, our own individual destiny. Of course, that's gonna bounce into destiny of others. We are bound to do it.
Yeah, but I'd rather elevate their destiny and mine
above yours. You mean?
No, not above. It's not about mine's better, theirs is better. It's not. No, it's about.
No, I don't mean like that.
They can achieve their destiny, and I can achieve my destiny, and everyone gets to achieve their destiny and gets to fulfill their lives and be happy. That's what I want. I don't.
But-
Yeah, sorry, go for it.
You know, we spoke about with this conversation, which would be nice if people would think about, that our first invaders are our parents,
Yes.
and they imprint on us everything, that which is good in them and that which is not good in them.
Mhm.
And so one has to, from one point of view, one becomes a really healthy individual when one sets oneself free from all the imprints from others.
Mhm.
And I think perhaps when, let's say, if you leave an imprint upon somebody, that happened to me in the past as well. Sometimes to extent I never thought that would happen. We are partially to blame, but also another person has to set oneself free from it. In a sense, we always have to be like a smooth surface, if you know what I mean. There's no imprint of another upon us.
Mhm. Mhm.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
And I
yes.
think so. That's how one feels quite strongly within themselves. Problem begins if, let's say, if one is affected to such an extent that they have deficiency within themselves about themselves.
Mhm.
So they borrow something from somebody else to carry themselves continuously over, and they make themselves believe that without it they will not be able to carry on. And let's say if let's say this the relationship splits, for example, the one that was continuously living of another then becomes quite, let's say, angry and upset because they asking where is that source of that goodness that I was continuously drinking from.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, not only goodness, sometimes it's the other way around. People who have of rather of fallen nature, they will feed of anything that is bad within another.
Yeah.
So of course, you know what I mean. But these are all these things. There must be self-examination about one's own outlook onto others, and one should first recognize that deficiency within oneself. How do you know you are not deficient? You never speak badly about somebody else. You never judge anyone else.
Mhm.
Whatever bad they do, if somebody is well placed within oneself, would not want to pollute themselves by speaking badly of another.
Mhm. Mhm. I understand that.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you because
No, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Give me food for thought again. I always appreciate that. Thank you. I love it.
I heard you on Nose's channel, Fu, and you were speaking to the higher, but Mehdi interrupted and he got thrown out.
I didn't get thrown out. I just left.
No, not you. No, the Al Mahdi got
Oh
thrown
yeah,
out.
yeah. He's so messed up. He's unable to answer. Just to let you know, that man, he's unable to answer any question, right?
Mhm.
So when I ask him a simple question, and the question, what is the tree of knowledge of good and evil?
Mhm.
And he says it's self-realization.
Mhm.
And I said, so ask why it's not called tree of self-realization.
Yeah.
But wait. And then he says, and then he throws some word salads around it. And finally they ask me, okay. And I said, so I'm being asked, so what's the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Which actually I do happen to know the answer to it.
Mhm.
And I said, well, since he's permitted, and Big Nose permits him for some reason to talk this crap continuously.
Mhm.
Yeah, but Fu, it's
And,
because he
and
drives the
wait,
views.
hold on, because I want to share something with Daman. So when I said, well, since you allow, I said to Daman, to Big Nose, since you allow him to just to give random words and you accept that as an answer, well, let me reply to you this way, so we can keep the conversation the same level. I said, the knowledge of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, I said, is blue. Just as random and odd
As his
as
answer.
as
Yeah.
his is, I said, I'm going to do the same thing. And guess what? Big Nose was very unhappy when I did it, but he was totally fine when this mad person was doing it. Go figure. And I said, okay, there's no point of having conversation anymore because I realized he's talking crap and he's actually being tolerated by doing so. I cannot understand this.
The only thing I'd say is that what Chris said about the tree of good and evil being self-realization, I think that just shows his level of where he's at the moment, where he's just done self-realization, because that's what he sees as the tree and the fruit, because that's the level he's just achieved. So he's still on the path. It's just, yeah, like I said, it's not a race, it's a marathon. We want everyone to get to the end. But I think that just shows that where his level is at the moment, where you may have a higher understanding of the tree of good and evil, where his isn't at that point yet. But maybe one day it will be. We just got to have a bit of patience.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Nevertheless, let me just reply to this one.
Yes, please.
If he goes there and claims, let me teach you, you're my student. When he does this, that's when the things become. It's like putting a kid behind a bus, a real bus, and having him drive it in a high density traffic. It's exactly the same thing. This guy is just all over the place, and he's unable to focus on one subject. Somehow, mentally, he cannot elaborate on one idea without going all over the place. It's just he can't do it.
Yeah, I think I learned that the first day I spoke to him, where he spoke for nearly an hour, where I was trying to get him to get to the point, and he just kept going from one topic to one topic, and I got so confused. I was lost. I was like, wait, I thought we were talking about this. Now we're talking about this. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. But what these are the things that he'll learn through self-reflection, you know?
And self-awareness?
Yes. Yeah, self-awareness and self-reflection. The two go hand in hand. But, yeah, I don't want to... Like you said, you don't want to talk bad about people because it leaves a stain.
No, I didn't say anything bad about them. Just made observation.
Yes, yeah, so no, observations are fine. Yeah, that's why I'm just saying. That's why I'm not saying anything else either. It's like I just kind of hope he keeps on his journey, because I have seen improvements from him since the first time he was on my channel and he spoke for an hour. Now, sometimes he does talk over people, but if you can get him to reel in, he will actually stop and listen to someone else as well now. So I think slow progress is better than no progress, you know?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to quickly read Suvi's comment. She says, you wasn't the problem, it's me. No, I'm definitely the problem. But you could have stopped yourself on the 21st of December. On the 21st of December, if you remember, Suvi, how many times did I go around the roundabout? I must have gone around the roundabout 20 times. It was just me circling the roundabout going, all right, this way I go home, this way I go adventure. Home or adventure, home or adventure, home or adventure. And the whole point, we were there where we went. You guys might have seen the videos. It was the Suvi and Damon Adventures. We went down to Stonehenge, Aylesbury. So it was like, we were 5 minutes away from Aylesbury. So the option was...
Is that on your channel?
Yeah, it's on my channel. It was a video that I put up about around the 21st. I think it was on the 22nd I put up. So I went around that roundabout nearly 20 times because I was trying to decide, and I was going through my head all the possibilities and the reasons why I wanted to do it. And all the times I thought, selfishly, I was like, no, fuck that, we're going home. Fuck that, we're going home. But then in the end, the reason that I went there was because I was like, no, I've taken you out for the day. I told you we were going to go see this. We were going to go do this thing. And regardless of how I feel, whatever's happened and whatever other situation is going on, I wanted you to have a good day. So I went, fuck it. And at the same time, it benefited me as well because I wanted adventure. So I was like, yep, cool. We're both happy. I get to keep you happy because you get to do what you wanted to do, which was have a nice day. I get to do what I want to do, which is have a nice day. And I tried my best to make sure that it was us that I was focusing on and not a third party.
Is she in the video, Damon, or is it just the voice?
No, she's in the video as well. She's there's a couple of videos. There's us singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow together.
Right, okay.
We saw a double rainbow. That was cool.
Oh, I've seen that
Yeah.
one of those recently. It's pretty amazing.
It's
Yeah.
so cool, so cool. So we
So what
saw
am I looking? Hold on. What am I looking at?
it should
The
it
Amazing Adventures of
Andaman. That's the one.
Sufi and Daman, Part 2,
Yeah.
Part 3, Getting Peppered, Amazing Vet Vesuvian. Oh, right, hold on. Let me just see. I think I found it now.
Yeah. So yeah, I understand what you're saying, Suvi. I could have taken that thing to just take you home, but then we wouldn't have had the amazing evening we had. I enjoyed the evening, and the what's the word, the consequences of that I will take on the chin. And like I said, I enjoy your company. I love you. You're awesome. You're amazing. And the fact
She's
that
lovely from what I could say. Yeah.
she's amazing. She's awesome. And the
Yeah.
fact that I don't get to hang out with you or talk to you anymore hurts me just as much. But I'd rather you be happy, and if I'm causing that pain, if I'm causing that issue, I'll take a step back and allow you to come to me when things are good. If things are good. But yeah. So I was a little bit selfish, but I wasn't completely selfish because I was still thinking about you at the same time when I made that decision. Because you remember, Suvi, how many times did I go around that roundabout? And then I was like, all right, cool, that's it. Made the decision. We're going. And as we're going to Stonehenge, I think, oh no, wait, something else comes into my head. And I'm like, no, I can't make this decision because it's selfish. So I turn around and I head back towards that roundabout. And then as I go back
So
to,
go,
sorry.
did you go for did you go for the winter solstice?
That's what we wanted to do. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, once we got to Stonehenge, they said that winter solstice was the night before. They do it on the 20th,
Oh, really?
leading to the 21st. Yeah, I thought it was the 21st, leading to the 22nd. So in the end, we didn't get to do that, but we still had an amazing time together. And then on the way back, we got to see some amazing stars. Like the whole sky was covered. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was an amazing day for me. I still enjoy the day, and it wasn't about fucking anyone over or causing any problems. It was just purely about how on the way to see you I decided that it would be cool if we went to see the winter solstice thing, and unfortunately that didn't happen, but we still had a great day. And you got to see, because the thing is, one of my trips I did, my long walks I've mentioned in my past videos, I went on a long walk. Both of them actually went to Aylesbury and Stonehenge. The second walk went further on afterwards, but on my first walk, I went to Stonehenge and Aylesbury, and it was fun. It was like, oh yeah, I did this here. I slept on that bench over there. You see that person's garden? Yeah, I was sleeping in there for a little bit. You see this long road? I walked it down in the middle of the night. No lights, no street lights. It's a country road where there's no lights and there's trucks coming down in the middle of the night, and I had to move from side to side. So it was fun for me. I enjoyed the evening, and like I said, it was not about fucking anyone over. Sorry?
She seems very nice. She may be feeling a bit emotional for whatever happened on the day, but for me, I would imagine that she'll come around and
Yeah, I
it'll all
don't.
be perfect.
I've seen the beauty of her, and I know that right now what she's doing is that pent up anger of the situation, and obviously it's easier to direct it at me, which I understand. And I like I said, I'd maybe take some blame for that, but the intention behind it wasn't to fuck anything up for anyone. It wasn't about causing chaos. It was just about enjoying the moment. Sometimes you just got to enjoy the moment. And
What time did you leave on Sunday? How long did you stay in the park?
Sunday, me and Fu went to get some food, and then we came back, and I think it was about 8:30 that I left in the end.
Oh, really? Oh, you left later than me.
Yeah.
Did you see? Did you see Did you see the priest arguing with Usman? You know Usman,
No.
the old Muslim man. He always has the folder.
Yeah, I know who you're on about.
So, did you see the priest
No, I didn't.
debating with him, and they were hitting each other? They kept whacking each other.
No.
Yeah.
Like Punch and Judy.
That guy is hopeless.
Well, so there was a guy there. He was a sub-deacon, basically, and he was I can't, and he was dressed in a frock, like the priest.
The priestly fox, yeah.
The priestly frock, and he was going and he was shouting at Usman saying, "Your God has two right chins." I can't believe a priest is standing here saying this. You know, irrespective of what us lay people know textually about different things. I can't believe there's a priest here in a frock hitting them, going, your God has two right chins."
Is that video
And then
online?
yeah, I don't know if it was filmed, but if it was, it was all like that. The two of them. It was like two, like
Yeah.
it was very funny. I went right up and got right. Even the police came across at one stage because they weren't sure what was going on. So yeah, so I watched it. I left. I think I left about 6:30.
Mm.
Went over to Itsu, and I was telling somebody, funnily enough, anyway about Itsu yesterday. When I came back, I was watching a video of Lamin,
Hmm.
and I was in the chat, and I know the guy who owns the channel. So I was saying about Itsu, and it's very very nice food. And he was basically saying, "Is it halal?" I thought, "Oh God, why can't something just be straightforward? Why do I have to go off on a hunt now to find out if this place is
It's
really
halal.
halal?"
Yeah.
I was just saying, have you ever been to Itsu? It's a nice food. Does that have to be a whole drama about it? So, and he was nice. He wasn't really problematic, but it just wasn't sort of just that one comment of saying, "Oh, have you been to Itsu? Have you been to Itsu, Jafer?"
Well, sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, I said, "Have you been to Itsu?"
Oh yeah, sure.
Lovely, lovely
So
food. Lovely food.
okay.
Oh no, I've got into a habit of going in there, and one of the reasons because of the food, but secondly because of the cost. It just I can go in and have a really nice meal for under a tenner,
Hmm.
and to be able
Yeah,
to do that,
yeah, that's right.
do you know what I mean? To be able to
Yeah,
do that in Marble Arch,
Yeah.
in the it's just unheard of,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I just
yeah.
so I went to I had the lovely miso soup. I had it last week as well, and it's absolutely delicious, the miso soup.
Miso soup must have
And
been
then
awesome because it would have warmed you up quite nicely as well after spending
Yeah.
all the whole day
oh,
at the park.
and so healthy. You're
Yeah.
just eating something, having something really
Yeah, yeah,
healthy.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, really loads of flavor,
Mm.
yeah,
loads of taste, just everything about it. And then the gyoza. I think it was eight gyoza. But I might next week. I might have they do chicken and noodle soup. I just think
yeah,
what I liked about it was it's right in a nice budget frame
Hmm.
in the sense of money wise.
Hmm.
So I could think, right, go to the park and then go there and it doesn't break the bank and
Hmm.
I'm having a really, really kind of quality food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What I ended up
Um,
what I used to do was I used to go to Sainsbury's and I used to get a meal deal. I'll be like, okay, cool. I could get a can of Red Bull. I could get
yeah,
a sandwich or a wrap, and then
yeah,
because they do snacks, and then they have these hot snacks there at Sainsbury's. So you could get
yes, I
like
got it yesterday. Yeah,
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 you could get like chicken nuggets or something like that. So I was like, and that's hot, and I was like, oh, that's perfect.
yeah, yeah.
So I used to do that to stay on the budget.
Well, I was trying to do that yesterday on the way to the park,
Yeah, I remember you saying
and
you
I
were going to
went.
go to Sainsbury's first before you came in.
Yeah, so
Mm.
yeah, so I went in there on the way, and then it said, "I'll make your coffee bigger for an extra 25p or 35p." So, oh yeah, why not? I
Mm.
do like the cost of coffee,
Mm.
you know. So I got the coffee, and then I got a hot chicken. I got a chicken in a roll. It was some kind of hot chicken in a roll, so it was
Mm.
from the hot section,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I got a sausage roll.
Yes,
But when I
sausage
went
roll
up,
standard.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, when I went up to the counter, I was expecting in my head was the 375.
Mm.
He said £7 65. I thought, what is anyway? So obviously, because I didn't stick to exactly whatever the options were, probably,
Mm. Mm.
um, but it's totally fine. But man, listen, I'm going to go because I want to go back to watching my debate.
Yeah, no worries. You go do that.
Yeah,
I appreciate you coming up,
mm.
having the chat, keeping me company as always. To be honest,
Yeah. Stay stay positive, the man. I'm sure it'll all be fine.
Like I said, I always have hope. I always have hope, and I hope
Look,
that.
you're a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? So
Not according to the comments.
Well, there you are. I don't. Yeah, but look, you've known us so
To be
long.
honest,
You can't.
To be honest, you don't know me. J Fu doesn't know me. You only know me from
No, but
Speaker's Corner. She kind of knows me, so if she says it, you got to believe her.
No, I don't believe that's not true. That's not true. And I hope she'd come back and realize what you're saying and say, actually, the man, sorry, I can't believe you're thinking that about yourself. No, you know what I mean? You're wrong. She wouldn't be with you for so long and involved with you for so long, and you can't. You're hardly going to have had a mass transformation from day one. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't be a completely different person. Do you understand what I mean? So
No, sure. Thank you.
no, yeah, no, it makes sense. But nobody likes to. We're all sensitive beings, and when things don't go on a straight path, and somebody starts to pull us up about something, it's like, all right, now now where do we go? Do you know what I mean? So I would just leave it and just say, look at when you want to kind of get talk, do chat whatever, just then come back to me. But to be very honest, that based on everything that I know now that you've just told me, and I think all the constant comments from in the chat, and you responding to them, that's not good.
Oh, I shouldn't.
It's just the right way. It's not the right way to do it.
Yeah.
I thought Suville was just somebody that you knew
Just
on
random
here.
internet person. Yeah.
Yeah, a random internet person, a random mad person like me. You know what I mean?
We're all a little bit mad.
Daman,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to respond to what you were saying about that, about people knowing each other.
I would let you do that in just one. I'll let you do that in just one moment. I think, Damon, do you want to stick around for this, or did you want to shoot off?
No, I'm going to shoot off and watch my video.
No. Thank you again. Appreciate you. Love you. Have a good night, buddy.
All right.
Take care, Damien.
Take care.
Bye, Jason. Bye. Sorry,
J-Fu, go for it.
Yeah. So I was going to say, in life, we all know each other from different sides. It's the way one person knows you is not the way the other person knows you.
Correct. Yes.
And that's a chain of humanity that we all know each other from different sides. Also, we bring different things from different people, and different people bring different things from us.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's a very interesting thing. Way. So I suggest to be a little more open-minded. Perhaps you are about it. But I'm saying, how do we know each other? Like, say, the closest friend of mine, the way I knew him, is not the way that his own wife knew him. And when he passed away, actually, she said something. I'll never forget that. Actually, she was Dutch, so he was British. She was Dutch. She is, and she said, well, he might have to answer for all the things that he's done something in the past. To which I looked at her and I replied, actually, he is this type of person. The best lesson for him will be if he's going to be fully forgiven for whatever he has done wrong. That would bring the best out of him. When she heard that saying to me about the person who just departed, who was her own husband, she realized, one, I loved him more than she did, and two, but in a brotherly way. I have to emphasize. You don't know who's listening. Yeah, I don't know what the hell. There were some misunderstandings here. Anyway,
we've had a few of those in the last few days, haven't we?
And I'll just make it a little clear. And so you see, that's a very interesting thing about people. So it's not a question who knows somebody more, about how you know somebody.
No, I 100% understand that. Yeah, it's the different perspectives to a person. You might know them as a father, but you don't know them as a friend. You don't know them as a husband, whatever the situation. Like, yeah, there's different aspects to them that you don't always see them fully. And obviously, I'm
Yeah.
giving these titled aspects because the titled aspects are easier to understand than personality aspects. Because yeah, everyone. This is what I say. Is what I've said this before. Like some people, like, to me, on my previous conversations, they were like, "Oh, why don't you just be yourself?" And I'm like, "No, I am myself, but myself is many different layers. There's many different
Of
layers to
course.
me, and sometimes I might like to be a bit playful. Sometimes I want to be a bit serious. Sometimes I want to be a bit more scientific. There's so many different variations to me. Sometimes I just want to be a retard. It is what it is. It just depends on my mood at the moment, and none of it is. I hope none of it is coming from a bad place. It's always coming with good intentions. Well, I try to anyway.
Yeah.
So I think I understand what you're saying if I've summarized that correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure have.
Yes, amazing, cool. No, thank you. Did you want to talk about anything else? Because you said you were going to go earlier. I don't want to keep
Yeah.
you if you and
No, you're not keeping me. It's okay. Yeah, I can leave. We can spend a few minutes if you want to, but then if not, yeah, we can
it's up to you. I was
conclude
planning
that.
on stopping the stream an hour ago at 10:30, but it's gone on for an extra hour, which I don't mind because once again the conversation was interesting. It was quite deep.
Okay, let's not drag it any longer. So,
Yeah, we'll do it again.
whenever you're ready, for
The death and sickness.
serious stuff,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be this week or next week,
No.
whatever. Yeah,
Like I said
I
to
thought
you,
of it again.
what do you think of?
Yeah, I thought of it again, and I thought, people may be. You see, the language is a very powerful thing because it falls right in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like your mind only processes the information, and however, the words go deep inside.
Yes.
Now,
And it depends on the person as well when they're listening to those words, what place they're at.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it's a very powerful subject, and I think if that will happen,
When
I'm not
it will happen.
worried about it.
Yeah.
Then I suggest that you make it very clear ahead of time
Yeah, this is not for the
that
faint
this
hearted.
content may be disturbing in the long term. In the long term, not
Yeah.
short term, but actually long term.
I was thinking the same. I've actually, do you know, like you get those disclaimers before a movie or something like
Exactly.
that? It would be like that.
Yeah.
I was actually
Yeah.
going to get the AI voice. I was going to get something written up. I was going to put that down before we do any more esoteric conversation. Because the last time we did an esoteric conversation was just about should esoteric knowledge be kind of just
Yeah.
openly spoken about. So because we weren't diving into too many topics, I didn't do the little
Yeah.
disclaimer beforehand. But yeah, I was thinking about that for the future one. Yeah, but good shout. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope you have a good night,
Have a
buddy.
good night.
Thank you.
You too.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good day. Bye. Alrighty, so today was an interesting stream. I did not see this coming. I appreciate it. I learned a lot. I shared a lot. But hopefully nothing that kind of affects anyone in a negative way. But yeah, I'm just gonna pretty much end it now. But I hope you guys are able to find hope, find the start of hope. Even when things look bad, even when, like I said, I lost one of my mates. I haven't spoken to him for ages. Life ain't been that easy. I've gone through a lot of shit in that time being, but I don't let it overwhelm me because I try and focus on the hope and the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, there's always hope. There's always hope. Always hope. So never give up hope. I hope you guys have back to the hope. I hope you guys have an amazing evening, the rest of the evening. I hope you guys have a really good week. We're only at Monday. Hopefully the rest of the week goes better. Oh, I did remember today was a full moon. I forgot to mention this earlier. It's also a wolf moon. It's called a wolf moon, this particular moon. So to end the stream, I'm going to say, I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. And ow! Let's howl at the moon. Take it. Love you. Peace. Bye.
Yeah, I've been through the shadows, walked in the night, seen the world get heavy, try to crush my light. The hope keeps burning deep in my soul, the flame that won't fade, yeah, it keeps me whole. When life gets rough and the clouds roll in, hope is the anchor that pulls me again. In the darkest of times, when all seems lost, hope breaks through no matter the cost. Hope never dies, it shines through the pain, through every storm, every drop of rain. When the world goes dim and I'm down to my knees, hope lifts me up, sets my spirit free. They say light can't shine without a little dark. Hope's that spark, yeah, it ignites the heart. When the path ain't clear and the road feels long, hope gives me strength, makes me strong. I've seen despair try to steal my fight, but hope keeps pushing like day through night. It's a voice in my head saying keep going strong, tells me I'm right where I belong. Hope never dies, it shines through the pain, through every storm, every drop of rain. When the world goes dim and I'm down to my knees, hope lifts me up, sets my spirit free. Hope's like the sun after endless rain. It's a light that heals, it's a balm for pain. It don't fade, don't break, don't bend. It's the beat of my heart, my forever friend. So when I'm lost, I look to the sky. Hope's in the stars, it's the reason why. Why I stand, why I rise, why I keep on fighting. Hope's my armor when the world starts biting. It whispers, hold on, don't give up yet. Through every tear, through every regret, hope's the fire that never goes out. Through every struggle, every doubt, hope never dies, it shines through the pain, through every storm, every drop of rain. When the world goes dim and I'm down to my knees, hope lifts me up, sets my spirit free. Hope's like the sun after endless rain. It's a light that heals, it's a balm for pain. It don't fade, don't break, don't bend. It's the beat of my heart, my forever friend. So when I'm lost, I look to the sky. Hope's in the stars, it's the reason why. Why I stand, why I rise, why I keep on fighting. Hope's my armor when the world starts biting. It whispers, hold on, don't give up yet. Through every tear, through every regret, hope's the fire that never goes out. Through every struggle, every doubt, through every struggle, every doubt, hope never dies.
Hope never dies. Thank you. Love you.